Good evening and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things. I want to wish you all a very happy new year and blessings for this entire year of 2024. I know last year some of us found some things to be very challenging. You know that I was sick for like almost 4 months. Then Troy caught something at the end of the year. I know people had been struggling with finances and just things that could go wrong went wrong. I had mentioned on one of the streams, I don't remember if it was one of my streams or maybe it was Troy's stream or something, that we had an issue in December where our sump pump and backup stopped working and it was raining outside and I didn't want my basement to flood, so I had to take care of everything. Plus the pipes outside had collapsed and I got that taken care of. And one of you wonderful people suggested that I contact my insurance company anyway, even though I already had the work done, to see if, maybe they'll give me something for it. So I actually started that process. So for whoever suggested that, because I'm sorry, I don't remember who that was, thank you. Because they're now going through the process. They're going to be discussing with me if they're going to give me anything back. And maybe they'll even take care of the whole thing. I mean, it came out to like a total of $9,000 for everything. So even if they pay half, I'm happy. So thank you again for whoever it was that suggested that. Hopefully you're in the chat and you're hearing this. I also want to thank, I believe it was Jesse Guajardo that had suggested the guava juice, the Jumex guava nectar. It's wonderful. I'm still drinking this stuff. So I want to thank you guys for that. Well, joining me tonight, of course, is my partner in crime. You know him as that guy at the end of the bar, or, the guy on the drunk stream, who gets funnier the more he drinks. The love of my life. Was that a Beetlejuice reference?
Yes, it absolutely was.
The love of my life, Troy Pacelli. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I'm having myself a Rockstar energy drink because got a bit of a headache and I can use a pick-me-up.
Yeah, you've had a pretty exhausting day. It's like you even took a nap because it was just like, I'm fading, I'm lying down. I'm like, okay.
Yep. But otherwise I'm doing good, thanks.
Awesome. And of course, our very first guest of the new year, who also was my very first guest for Thursday Things, everyone's favorite Blue Wrench, the hardest working guy I think on YouTube because he's everywhere and I think he's on pretty much every night, sometimes several times a night, Deleted Scenes. How you doing, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I'm doing fair to partly cloudy, and I have a cherry Coke.
Ah, good.
Regular or diet?
Regular.
Yeah,
Troy, high octane.
Yeah, Troy drinks the diet stuff because...
because fat guy.
No, I think it's more of just the sugar taste. We don't care for that anymore. I find regular sodas to be way too sweet. I mean, I don't really drink soda anymore anyway. It's like 99.9% of the time I'm drinking water or sometimes juice. Like right now I'm drinking the guava nectar. But it's like mostly water. If there's like nothing else available and I have to drink a soda, it's going to be diet because the sugary sweet taste of regular sodas is just overkill for me. It's like, no, I'm real sensitive now to the sugar in soda. So it's like,
she's not wrong. The thing, what people don't even really think about with diet soda is you do not metabolize that artificial sweetener. It's a taste on your tongue, but it doesn't actually, metabolize. And for a lot of people, that's also why it's certainly not satiating. If you're not, having a diet drink with, I don't know, a sandwich or something like that, you're still gonna be hungry. And
the weird thing is, I find that if I drink a quote unquote real soda, that I'm actually more thirsty.
Yeah. Well, the sugar definitely draws out water. But what I was going to say was that If I have anything sweet, because I don't eat sweet stuff anymore, anything with sugar in it, significantly,
Very seldom.
I get nauseated. I really do. It's even why I've probably nobody's paying attention to my drinking habits, that much either. But I've been.
I am.
Well, of course you are, but I've been tending more towards the I don't know, martinis and things like that. Not so much the Manhattans, and certainly not the the liqueurs or the gosh, like I haven't had a chocolate martini in well over a year. So
Well, you use all that stuff up, so it's out of the house because I'm not going to drink
well,
it.
it's not,
and then we
it's
don't
not
buy
like,
anymore.
It's not like it's going to go bad, as long as there's booze in there.
Yeah.
It's a good preservative, and that's exactly why I drink, because I figure it's a good preservative.
And that's actually a channel we watch. Isn't it called?
How to drink.
Oh, How to Drink.
Yeah.
Not Why I Drink, but How to Drink.
No, Why I Drink is my channel.
Well, let me say hello to our lovely chat. First up, Lady Myst, who came in at 5:14 p.m. Talk about eager. This woman really wanted to make sure that she was here and present 4 hours before the stream started. I love this woman.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And she's got those beautiful hearts and flowers for me and saying good afternoon, which, yeah, at that point it was. And of course, Troy saying, that's crazy early. Of course, we got Connie Cleary saying hello. Now, let me scroll down. We got Jedi Bill. Hi, sweetie. Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies. Greens and felicitations. Hip hip hurrah. Tally ho. Let's see. Who else do we have here? I know I saw some other one. And of course, Troy being amazed that the chat filled up so fast. Well, of course, it's for me.
Well,
or maybe they're here for deleted.
I was going to say some of it's deleted scenes. I'm pretty sure.
Speaking of which, there's deleted scenes giving his salute. Chris Kent Sr., Kool-Aid Man's in the room. Oh yeah. Oh, and there it is. Oh yeah. Let's see. I'll make sure I'm not missing anybody. Oh, Big Al presents. Hi, sweetie. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great 2024. Well, we're only 4 days into it, so hopefully nothing bad has happened in the last 4 days.
Exactly.
Have
Hope
a
it's
great
off to
stream,
at
my
least a
friends.
decent start.
Yeah, that would be bad. Let's see. Scrolling. Logical Spock. Hi there, sweetie. He's saying hi to peeps, and JPRPH1 saying howdy, folks. Everyone's saying hi to everybody else, which I love to see.
And,
Jesse Guajardo saying hello.
okay. I think you're on track.
I think I ate too much Italian food. Oh, now I want to know. What'd you have?
I find it hard to believe that that's possible. There's no such thing as too much Italian food.
Right? Let's see. Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank, saying hello. Nathaniel Arvin.
Welcome.
Hi, bro. It's like, I
Yep.
don't remember seeing you in my chat before, so welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Make sure everyone subs to Nathaniel, and let's get those subs up for him.
Yep.
And Nathaniel, I hope that you will sub to the panel and to people in the chat as well. Together we grow, as PJ from Orville Nation always says. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Did I say Connie Cleary? If not, Connie Cleary.
Cleary.
Haven't had Coca-Cola in years. Wow. Yeah, it's like, I said, I don't really drink soda. So it's like, I think the only time I ever have soda now is if we happen to be out and we stop for like fast food and we don't have anything else to drink, and Troy will get like a soda with like his burger or whatever, and then I'll have a sip or two, just enough to wash down my food, because I just don't really care for the taste of it anymore. It's, even the diet stuff tastes too sweet to me. Okay, Chris said, lost internet there for a bit. The upside of living where I live, if society ends, I'm in a good place. Downside is bad internet, power outages. Yeah, my mother-in-law lives in your area,
Yeah.
and trying to get internet in her house
Is impossible.
sucks.
Yeah, this is why I told her when I came out to visit. I'm like, I'm here for this number of days, and then I have to get back, because otherwise I could stay for a week, but I can't, you know, I can't work remotely if I can't get internet.
Right.
But yeah, the other upside to that, or downside, depending on how you look at it, if anything happens and society collapses, it might be days before you realize it, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, everybody lost everything. Oh, well.
We also have Lady V Elements. Soda's so bad for us. Glad I don't drink it very often. DJ Ronnie G. Ice biking. Listening, can't type. I wonder what ice biking is. That sounds
Okay.
interesting.
I mean,
And then saying hello to everybody.
that actually sounds like it would be the kind of thing that I would do for fun when I was really, really drunk. Ice biking. You know, like, it starts out with me on the bike pedaling really fast but going nowhere.
Well, I'm picturing like a frozen over like pond or lake or
Yes.
something, and trying to
Zip
go-
across,
yeah, and,
sliding
like,
sideways.
Yeah, doing donuts
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that sounds like fun, but stay safe. Don't hurt yourself.
Oh, but it could be biking like motorbiking.
Oh,
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. That could be a lot of fun. That could be like a GTA board.
and then of course we have Sin's Corner, who will be an upcoming guest on
Looking
Thursday
forward to it
Things.
so
Yes.
much.
Yes, I am so looking forward to that. It's like I haven't had Sin's Corner on my channel yet, and I'm so looking forward to it. Says, just editing a video, logged into YouTube to upload, so you guys are on. How's it going with everyone? We're doing really, really good. I'm just saying hello to the chat now, so we just pretty much got started. Oh, here's another new face name for me. The View with Drew. Hi everyone, what's up? Welcome to the channel. I'd appreciate it if you sub to the panel and to the people in the chat. As I was saying earlier, together we grow. PJ with Orville Nation is always saying that. Together we grow.
Now it's PJ with Inspiration TV. We'll talk a little bit more about that
Yes.
tomorrow. Real quick, I wanted to comment. Chris says, I moved here 5 years ago, befriending my Amish neighbors, hoping I can eat steak while everyone else is eating bugs, owning nothing, and loving it. Chris Kent, are you following the Amos Miller case? Look into it. Amish farmer who's the feds are trying to shut down. And
yeah.
they just raided his farm the other day. So
Oh, my
that's the
goodness.
update. So go check that out.
It's like, for goodness sakes, it's like a small business. He needs to be able to run his business.
Yeah.
That
You
makes
know,
me crazy.
it's the FDA is only supposed to be a labeling and honesty in advertising kind of thing. You got to express, you got to say what the ingredients are and this and that. They're not supposed to be a regulatory body, and somehow that's what they've become. So, if I want to buy, raw milk, it is not for the government to get between me and the farmer. He has something I want. I am willing to pay him for it. Get out of my way. I don't care if you say it's not a good idea. That's my decision.
Exactly. And I am going to the new names in the chat, and I am subscribing to them. So, Nathaniel, I just subbed to you, and I'm looking for the other one so I can sub. Where to go?
Yeah.
View with Drew. There we go. Let me go to their channel and subscribe. So now I've subscribed to both of you.
You guys
And,
are awesome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's like I love seeing new faces in here. And View with Drew, hey, I'd love to have you on Thursday Things if you want. In the description below, I have how to contact me both on Twitter and my personal email, and how to contact me. So like in the subject line, put Thursday Things. In the subject line, put whatever Thursday you want. Most of January is taken. I think the last week is still open of January. Let me just double check that because spaces were filling up fast. Oh, Thursday Thing guest. Oh, no, actually all of January is taken. So now I'm going into February. So February on, I'd love to have you on. Just pick a Thursday. Anytime in February, March, whenever. So now I'm sub to our two new faces. That's awesome to see.
Lady V Elements, did you?
I'm already sub to her.
Okay.
I've been sub to her.
Okay.
In fact, I just want to double check something. Okay, I thought there was somebody else I missed, but
I am
no.
too.
Okay. Chris Kent says unpasteurized apple cider, etc.
Yeah, exactly.
that's-
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a comment above it. We have an Amish butcher down the road, and they follow FDA with people they don't know. After 5 years, they now just trust me enough to let me in on some of their behind the scenes stuff, unpasteurized apple cider, etc.
Good.
Geek Fly with Nate. Hi, sweetie. It's like I did miss a person. It's like I saw it in one spot and didn't see it in the other, and I'm like, that's not a name. So here's the name.
Yeah, maybe CK, remind me later. Maybe I'll do a stream specifically about my libertarian leanings, and government can mind its own business, and we could talk more about Amos Miller and all that kind of stuff. Be a good idea.
Yeah, that would be great.
And
just to
that'll
get
be
that
the
sort
one
of
that
thing
gets
out
my
there.
channel shut down. So make sure you're following me on Rumble too.
Nah, not gonna happen.
But speaking of channels,
Yes.
so Stephen Otten deleted scenes. Your channel has grown incredibly in the last year since the last time you were on. You wanna share a little bit about that and some of the milestones you're really happy about?
Right. Well, I recently hit 300 subs twice.
Twice. Yeah, because that's how it
Twice.
goes on YouTube, right? You get there, and then you a few steps back, and then you pass it again. Yeah, exactly.
Right. We do a show together called Live from Sparkwood in 21, which is a Twin Peaks retrospective show. And last night's episode, well, 2 nights now, the episode from 2 nights ago, is one view away from tying our record.
Nice.
So I'm happy that people are watching that. I have a show called The Other Side of Midnight, which is every Sunday night at just after midnight. That show is doing very well.
Yep.
I have a show called Unscripted. It's doing okay. That's the one where I get a little bit more ranty
Spicy. Yeah.
and spicy. Yeah,
He
and,
sometimes uses bad words.
Yes, he does.
I do. I'm sorry.
I
You
do have
know,
to say.
but,
I do have to say that you do tend to be the fairly kind of laid back. You don't use a lot of strong language, but boy, when you do, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
It was like,
Yeah.
he just said a bad word. Because we're not used to hearing
Yeah,
it from you, so it's
exactly,
kind of like,
exactly.
Oh,
it's like when Marissa Pay was on Troy's channel and she swore, and I was like, whoop, she said a bad word.
Well, I did tell her, I'm like, yeah, you don't have to worry about the FCC here, so you could let her rip, but just be careful. You go back to your show on Monday, the $20,000 fine, right?
right. Well, thankfully, we don't have to worry about that here.
Not yet,
at least not
anyway.
yet.
God, I feel like that is something that I would not be shocked to find out, in the future, if the FCC tries muddling in and I don't know. Don't get me started. That could go into the whole Amos Miller thing too.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, I did not realize, but now that I think about it, I realize you're absolutely right. All of those shows started within the past year. That
They
is
did.
pretty darn incredible.
Yeah.
And how you feeling about that? You feeling like maybe some accomplishment there and some growth?
I am. I'm encouraged because, I have this this kind of little Manson family, little group of followers here. I'm not just kidding. I seem to have developed a bit of a following,
Mm-hmm.
and I have my own stalker now. She's here. She knows who she is. I'm
Well,
looking
good.
right at you in the chat. I know who you are. I know why you're here. Okay. And No,
No, I don't have
she's
any
not a stalker.
stalkers. Now I feel left
I'm
out.
right here.
Damn
I
it!
married you so that I could hang out in your house.
Oh, there you go. All right. But yeah, I mean, that's why I continue to do it because, I am encouraged by this group that shows up every week.
Right.
Unscripted was a show that I didn't think um, anyone would care about because it's simply a stream of consciousness type of show.
Yeah.
I pick a subject and I just simply give my own opinion on it. Nobody's going to care about this, but I have a group of people. They show up every week, and and I wanted to do something, kind of at night and just kind of do this own little um, chill stream. I mean, the other side of midnight is basically my version of Coast to Coast. It's very much kind of Art Bell inspired.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily go into the same subjects that he did, but I remember, because I was a bit of an insomniac, when I was young. Now I can't stay awake, but back then, you hit me over the head with a hammer and you still couldn't knock me out. So I would be up, late at night, and who would be on would be Art Bell.
Yeah.
And so I just, that's I like, if I had, the right subject matter or the right kind of guest, I think I could do something like that. And well, obviously, I did not go into radio, but hey, you know what? YouTube is good enough.
Yeah.
I'll take
Okay,
it.
I'm going to give you an example of how dedicated this guy is. New Year's Eve, he started a stream, and he literally covered every single flippin' time zone because I was, we call it simulcasting on my channel. This thing went on for 3.5 hours. I checked back, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this guy's nuts.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties beyond our control. I'm looking at you, StreamYard, and
And what's weird is we weren't the only ones. Somebody else was having trouble with StreamYard too, or like earlier in the night.
yeah,
It's like, okay, what? But it kept kicking Troy or me or both of us out. And after a while, it's like, okay, we're past our midnight. Sorry that this keeps kicking us out. We're gonna bounce, but Happy New Year and all this. So then, and by this time, it was starting to get pretty late. So we ended up going to bed. I got up the next morning, and I happened to look at it, and it was like 3.5 hours. Oh my gosh. That's dedication.
yeah, yeah. So here we are going into 2024. Let's not get into New Year's resolution. I'm glad I haven't seen a whole bunch of videos that people have been doing about New Year's resolutions.
I don't think New Year's resolution should really be a thing because it's like, I'm gonna promise to lose weight or to do this thing and it never happens.
Don't get me wrong. I think starting a new year, starting fresh. Yeah, that's great to use that as an inspiration or whatever. But I guess in that same regard, so what are you looking forward to this year with the channel? Any big plans? Anything you want to share? Anything you're really excited about?
Well, I'm going to continue with my shows, of course. I definitely want to do more collaborations. Um, I think I can say this because she's in the chat, and we brought this up when we did the show on Monday. I'm doing a collaboration with Sin's Corner, reviewing Mystery Movie Night at the Regal. because we're in the same time zone, so we go to the movie at the same time. And of late, we've kind of taken to texting each other back and forth on Twitter, about the movie. And so Monday night, we watched a movie called Founders Day, um, which is an upcoming horror movie. Please check out our review. It was a lot of fun to do, because it was a movie that definitely had its good points, and had some really weird points too. Um, and Sin and I are texting each other back and forth. This is okay. We got to go on live and talk about this thing. And at the end of the show, we just decided, hey, when the next movie pops up next week, do you want to review that afterwards too? So he said. So we agreed, and so we're going to be doing that.
Awesome.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I want to do this year is do a lot more collaborations like that. Jedi Bill and I have some ideas. I don't want to go too into them right now. But yeah, I want to do more collaborations. I want to continue the shows I'm doing. I want to do more film reviews. I want to start doing watch parties too, because otherwise, what am I paying for Cosme for if I don't actually use it?
Yeah.
So I'd like to do something along those lines. But yeah, I mean, I just want to continue on the road that I'm going down, and just see what works, Like I said, Sparkwood in 21 is doing very well, and I thought that would be a very niche show, because we're going back to this 30-year-old television series.
Yeah.
And and what I thought was just going to be us in the chat, honestly, really has blown up into something. The episode that we did Tuesday, like I said, is now the most viewed episode we've done. And I'd really like to continue with that and see where that goes. I never thought I would get anybody to watch or anybody to care, but now I have 300 and I think now a couple of more subs, and who have all stuck by me through the entire whatever year and a half or so that I've been streaming.
Yeah.
If you had told me 2 years ago that this is where I would be, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, 302.
302. Yeah. Which means I'm going to have to plan a 300 subscriber show, I guess.
Yes.
I did say I was
again.
I did say I was going to do that again. Followed by Rebel Moon at half speed. No. We're going to go even slower.
Can you imagine
sorry.
what like Ahsoka in half speed? I would be like, I'd be asleep before you got like a quarter of the way into the thing. It's like, and the slow blinking and the just looking back and forth, and you'd be like, is the sound off? No, they're just not saying anything.
I have not seen it. Is it truly that bad?
I saw one episode. It was, yeah. It just, the timing was terrible. I mean, literally, I heard it described, and it was absolutely perfect. It's like a lot of walking and not saying anything. And I'm like, oh, gosh. Because if you go back and you watch any Star Wars movie, when you have people walking down a hallway, there's a lot of talking going on. That's where all the exposition happens.
Exactly.
You know? And it's like there's always multiple things going on. Plus, they usually have stuff going on in the background too that establishes the world and, you know, gives you, you know, something interesting. None of that, you know? But
And Troy, because he loves me, shields me from that, so that, you know.
yeah, I don't make her. No, if I know I'm not going to enjoy it, there's no reason for me to subjugate her to it, you know?
No, and that's why I don't really focus on series television all of that much, because most of it I don't see. I don't find a lot of it interesting. I might give Fall of the House of Usher a look, because there are some people here on YouTube that I respect who have said that it's actually pretty good. Hopefully, they will keep Mark Hamill to a minimum.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, so maybe I watch. I don't. One thing I don't really have time to do is to sit down and watch a series. You know, because I get halfway through, something will come up, and I won't be able to finish it. Boomer is in the chat, and hello, Boomer. Is saying Reacher is good. Reacher is good. Unfortunately, I'm still on the first season, so I'm kind of playing. They're halfway through season 2 already, and I'm still in season 1. So I'm kind of playing catch up. But
I also want to say hello to Adega Outlaw.
Oh, Adega, good to
Adega's
see you,
here,
my
yeah.
friend.
Jesse is saying Reacher is our last hope. Yeah, because it seems like the writers of that program remember what people like.
I feel like we have to almost go back to the concept of the cream rises to the top, right? I do believe that the free market system works. People are clearly rejecting. I'm not even going to say they're rejecting woke. I don't think anyone cares about woke for its own sake. People are rejecting crap that they don't enjoy, that is preachy, that is clearly not well written, and doesn't give any consideration or concern to your thoughts and what you enjoy. You know,
right?
And they are going to things. I mean, I honestly have to say, before, and everyone uses Cobra Kai as the benchmark or whatever, I was kind of a Karate Kid fan, not a huge one. So that's why I wasn't like, oh, I got to at least check out Cobra Kai. It wasn't until everybody was saying, oh, this is so good, you got to go check it out. And I was like, wow. And then I started buying the DVDs, you know, and then going back to revisit those movies, you know, and making sure my collection was up to date and all this kind of stuff. And, good writing, good storytelling has a tendency to do that. And I think the only barrier for us right now, for us as consumers of things that we enjoy, and for those out there that are creating it, is we are in a time of flux as far as availability. This streaming situation, the situation with the cinemas, nobody really watching network television anymore because, they're going to other options and stuff. Yeah, I think hopefully we're going to see a lot more people doing the independent things, doing the Island in the Stars and whatnot. And
I can't wait for that to come out.
Exactly.
Now I got to get Tom back on the channel to give me a recap of what's been happening.
Oh yeah, indeed. Now, one thing, I don't want anybody to take me wrong, because the problem is they seem to this whole kind of woke, anti-woke thing seems to be going down political lines as well. And I want to warn those that are on the right that, like kind of like, Pure Flicks, and I'm really worried that Angel Studios might go down this direction too, is you have to
Getting
make
preachy,
sure that you don't get preachy and that
Exactly.
you don't play to just a specific a
niche.
fan
Yeah.
base. Yeah, right. Because, you know, I kind of think of it as kind of woke going in the other direction. There is the danger there of being just as preachy, just as tropey, and you got lucky with Sound of Freedom because you got to remember, Angel Studios didn't make Sound of Freedom; they
Right.
simply bought the rights to it.
Right.
However, what they have done since then hasn't landed with the general public in the way
Yeah.
that Sound of Freedom did. Um,
And
uh,
but
yeah.
I will give them the benefit of the doubt that they are a fairly new studio finding their
Mm-hmm.
footing. I'm expecting to see a lot more of this from other studios and outlets, and I guess you'd call them streaming services, if you will, because I think we've got it. We're as streaming becomes more of a thing, but individual studio streaming services are struggling and dying. I think we're going to see a lot more. And I predicted this way back at the beginning. I said they should have just cut to the chase and gotten to it. We're going to start seeing a lot of consolidation. And I think that Netflix, for example, is poised to be a big for a big resurgence as people start turning to Netflix. Excuse me, I should say studios start turning to Netflix and saying, whether it's I don't know, Paramount or whoever else has barely holding on their streaming services. Hey, how about we just license our stuff to you, and people can subscribe to you, and you give us a licensing fee. I think, and that's the way it was with cable. That's the way it's been with network television. It's a model that works. Why do they keep trying to invent the wheel? But I think you have to go through that. And so I do think, like you were saying with Angel Studios, the being able to distribute Sound of Freedom was a big boon for them. They need to look at that and go, okay, this works, but this other thing we did, maybe not so much. Let's keep our eyes out for more licensing opportunities, and let's make more of the things that people really like. That's just business 101. This works, do more of that. This doesn't work, maybe not so much.
Yeah. Exactly, but do you think they listen? No.
And welcome Samuel Proctor, who's saying Angel Studios is going to be fine. They have a unique way of choosing their own movies. They have their paying audience vote for the ones they propose. Yeah, that's another under commented on. Is that an awkward way to say it? Element of Angel Studios is they're literally going directly to their audience and saying, "What do you want? We'll give you more of it. Tell us what you want." Which is the exact opposite of someone like Disney saying, "We'll tell you what you want, and if you don't like it, you're bad people for not liking it." It's even better than back in the day. You'd be walking through a mall. Are there malls anymore? I don't even know. And someone with a clipboard would come up to you, "Hey, would you like to take a survey real quick?" And they'd show you like a preview or something. Netter did that
I've done
for
a couple of those.
However many days and years in Tibet or whatever, the one with Brad Pitt. Anyway.
Yeah, that one
7
was,
years in Tibet.
7 years in Tibet.
It was the most boring preview I'd ever seen for a movie, and I couldn't even tell you what was going on.
Yeah, and interestingly, she never saw that preview on TV, so maybe more people gave the feedback. But they would pay you for your opinion. And what is it? That kind of direct marketing, you're spending a lot of money to contact a very small number of people, and there's benefit there, yes. I hear Disney is doing this with the screenings of movies, and then they go back and they spend millions more dollars to redo the ending because nobody liked it, and I mean, but I think the direct to on your web page asking everybody's opinion, that's great. That doesn't cost you anything, and you get a much wider. You target your whole audience, not just a pie slice.
No. Now,
Yeah,
see,
Sin. If you, we'll talk about this later, I'm sure, but I was really interested in the shift and hadn't seen it. If you've already seen it, if you've got a review up, I'm going to have to go back to your channel and check it out because I was very interested in checking that out. Have you seen it?
I haven't. I know. Sin has because she had a review up for The Shift and Silent Night.
Okay. I'll get over to
And,
the channel and check those out after the stream.
And it kind of had issues with both, and I tapped out after Silent Night, but check out my review to find out why there.
Oh, absolutely. That's the thing. That's the problem sometimes with the YouTube algorithm too, right? Is you can have a great video that a lot of even your most avid followers would be interested in, but if you miss it, because that stream, there's so much there all the time, you can't take it all in, and if you miss it, and I've done this with Big Al, for example. I'll be like, I'm kind of interested in this movie. Let me go check and see if Big Al did a 10-word review on it. And sometimes he has. And I'll be like, okay, maybe I skipped that one. You know what I mean?
like Ouija Shark.
Well, Ouija Shark we joke about only because it is...
Again with the Ouija Shark.
It is the unique... it doesn't fit the paradigm. It was horrible. He recommended against it. And everything, and we still watched it on Morbid Curiosity, and
because he was so
it was
vehement
not good. It was
against. He's like,
never.
do not watch movies.
I
do
would
not
never
watch
recommend
Don't
anyone
ever see
watch
this.
it,
Yeah.
but it's become such a great little fun joke for us that
And it was horrid.
I don't regret having seen it because we've gotten so much fun out of it. But the fun was not the hour and a half or whatever that we watched the movie. The fun has been all the jokes that we've been able to make since then.
Yeah.
Totally worth it,
I mean, if you like bad movies, because some people like really bad movies, see Ouija Shark. It is the most horrible movie you will ever see. We guarantee it.
It's got to be better than Amityville in Space.
Wouldn't know about that one. We'll have to ask Aged Boomer about that when we get a chance.
Yeah.
Not that he does like a lot of reviews or anything, but if you're still here, Boomer, maybe think about it. Yeah. Maybe start doing some reviews of some of these movies that you see and some of the games you've been playing. I think there's a place for that in our community. So, but.
Now, you were talking about how in the future you want to just keep things going and whatnot. I'm thinking if you stay along these lines and you keep growing your channel, I can see Deleted Scene Studios because you are everywhere doing everything, and I can just see you just exploding into this big thing, and just having this very unique channel. Well, you already have a unique channel, but I mean, being so big that this is your job, because there's some YouTubers out there where YouTube is their job. That's all they do. And I can see you getting to that point.
Yeah.
Does it the prospect of that excite
exploding
you?
or or being
depends
able
on
to make
what you
money
mean by
on channel?
exploding.
I mean exploding in a good way.
He exploded on stage.
Yeah.
Dozens of people spontaneously combust every year. It's just not it's just not reported. Um, anyway, um, no Spinal Tap fans in the chat. Okay, Mayday. All right. No.
Age of Boomer is going to give me grief about it, but I still have not seen it.
We haven't seen
No,
it.
huh?
This is Spinal Tap. No, I know a lot of the jokes, but it goes to 11. I just
It goes up to 11.
I know the jokes, but
Well, it's like
Why don't you
that-
just take 10 and make 10 higher?
but
this goes up to
11
11.
is higher.
But then there's that one where the only line I know from is the guy's ranting and goes, "Oh, hey, Mark."
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yes,
The room.
I
I
not.
love
I
that
did
movie.
not.
I'm sorry. I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit.
Yeah, that's
I did
what
not.
I mean. It's another one that I really got to see. Just because
I've seen
gosh.
like that scene and like one other scene leading up to it.
I've seen a lot of people do parodies of it too. There's this weird, what was the Benoit girl who played Supergirl? There's a scene of her doing Supergirl. It's like a behind the scenes, and she's on a roof that looks just like the background, and she's reenacting that "Oh hi Mark" bit with a bottle of water and the whole bit, and it's really funny. And I'm like, that's so out of context to me. And hey, Maria Tiatelli, how are you?
Maria, hey, sweetie. Nice to see you here.
I know, Connie. I do want to see it. I just haven't gotten around to see it. I mean, and my understanding is the same production company did like something about a mighty wind or something like that. About
Mighty Wind, Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show.
maybe if I get
For your consideration. Yeah.
If I see this as Spinal Tap, maybe if it gets me hyped enough, I'll check out those other ones. But I'm like, a comedy about folk music? I hate folk music. Not sure I'd want to see that, But
Watch it for Annette O'Toole then.
yes. Oh yeah.
Okay,
it's her
now you got his
husband who's the star of Spinal Tap. I'm assuming he's in the other movies too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the same people. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, he'll watch it
But
for her.
to go back to I'm sorry, Netta, you had a question in there somewhere. What?
Yeah.
Yes, I said, how would you feel about your channel just completely taking off and exploding into this really big thing because of everything that you're doing right now? I can see that happening because you are a guy that is literally everywhere doing everything, and I can see this being, a really huge thing. So does the prospect of that intrigue you, scare you, excite you?
Yeah, well, I just try to focus on what I've got, because I always have this tendency of whenever I try to reach out for more than what I have, I get my hand cut off or at least lose a couple of fingers. But, I'm right now, I'm just, I would be happy just getting monetized.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I know. That is my goal for this year,
Yeah.
Well, I figured,
and
I figured I doubled my subscribers in the past year.
True.
And yeah, I don't have I have 321 right now. But I want to see if I could do that again this year. So at the end of the year, I have 600 or more.
Yeah.
I mean, but do I see myself being able to support myself by just doing YouTube? Maybe if I had Doomcock subscribers, maybe.
Yeah. Right.
But no, I'm not thinking that far ahead just yet. You know, that's actually one of the funniest questions I've ever gotten in the middle of a live stream is, "Are you Doomcock?" And I go, "I wish." you know.
Yeah.
Um,
There's actually a YouTuber that we watch, Faulty 2, and he had done one of those question answer streams where people just ask him different things about himself, about his channel.
mhm.
And one of the questions someone asked him was like, do you do this full time? He goes, oh yeah, once I started the channel, I quit my job to do this full time because I was that serious about it. And apparently he's made a success of it because he's able to live off what he makes on YouTube, which, when you're just starting out, is not easy. Like I said, I got 321 subscribers. It's like, I'm not monetized. So it's like he had to have done something to get a lot of subscribers really fast to get monetized, because otherwise there's no way he could have pulled it off. Unless the guy was living off of savings or something until it took off.
Yeah. There's a lot of the bigger channels have made comments like that. But it's a microcosm of what we were talking about with business. Sometimes things get really tight, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take a chance, and I'm gonna go after this and try and make it work. And I mean, that's kind of what I'm gearing up for on my channel. And again, with the whole PJ over at Orville Nation, Inspiration TV, Together We Grow concept, it's like we can do it together. Netter's Network, the idea behind the name Netter's Network is all of us networking together and building each other up. What is that? Rising tide raises all ships. So, I tease her a bit because, well, envy. But Maria over there with 8,000 subscribers,
Dang.
and what she's doing the best she can to try and drag all the rest of us along with her, because she's just so beautifully awesome that way. You know what I mean?
She's just beautiful in general.
Look at a big channel like Sins, right? And she's got time for us. I mean, these kinds of people, are maybe this is why they're so successful, because they're just such awesome people in real life. You can't help but, the audience be attracted to them for that.
Right, like Michael from Retroblasting.
Michael from Retroblasting,
He's
another great
amazing.
example. Yeah.
That video that he did about Indy 5 is
that
the
one
best
blew up
video
again,
I've seen all year. That is...
That's why I was pushing it. He put out a Patreon message thanking everyone because he was a little bit struggling. It wasn't doing real well out of the gate, and he had spent months working. It's almost a 4-hour video, and he's like, I may never do a video like this again because this was way too much effort. And so I was just for like a solid month, just almost every day, sharing it out, telling people they had to see it. I even did a little short video on my channel promoting it and whatnot. And it did okay for a while. And then rumor is we have not gotten attribution or like specifically which stream, but apparently, actually, I don't even know what channel it was. A big channel, I think Doomcock size, referenced the video. And it just took off and it blew up, And so another example of another big channel, helping out another channel just by mentioning a video, telling people check it out.
Yeah, because you never know who's listening.
Yeah.
And then that person checks it out and then they share it with their network.
What happens then, it hits the algorithm and YouTube's like, oh, this is popular. I guess I'll suggest this video some more. And it just, kind of, what's the saying? Snowballs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sin says, "Oh, that's kind. I don't consider myself big." Well, right there. See, and that's another thing that you and Maria have in common. Oh, I don't see myself as big. Michael says that too. This is you're showing your spirit, right? You're showing that humility that is very attractive to people. It's like Netter when we first met. I knew I had something great there because she was gorgeous and she didn't see herself as gorgeous. So I'm like, ha ha, score. But I do remember my early days, and I love talking to people about movies and stuff. The size of the channel doesn't matter to me. Yes, and that's the advice that I keep getting too. It's like, don't worry about it, just enjoy what you're doing. Because let's face it, enjoying what you do is also something that makes the content that much better. What is Thursday Things? Yes, it's bringing on a YouTuber that we enjoy and we want to promote and help build the channel, but
right, because
it's also just a chance for friends to talk.
Yeah. And I always tell people, it's like, my network of people is going to be different from your network of people. So people in my chat are watching this. They're going to spread this out to other people who may not know deleted scenes. Go, hey, this guy is really amazing. Go check out Sparkwood 21. They're talking about Twin Peaks. You know that show from David Lynch, that really crazy one? Go check that out. It's really, really good. And then those people will tell their friends who will tell their friend.
And so on and so on and so on. And if
And
you're old enough to get that reference, I'm sorry.
The other thing is, I tell people for my channel, I'm not really looking for subs for me.
Yeah.
I'm looking for subs for you. Because every time I hit a milestone, I give you things. And I still need to, I know, for the 300 subs, I need to come up with prizes. I had been sick, for those of you who are unaware, I had been sick for like almost 4 months. Some weird thing, I don't know what it was, caused by a big stress thing and just snowballed. And, so I haven't been able to think or do anything. So I still need to come up with prices for my 300, and then I will have a special drawing for those to give those away. Geek Flag says his medication's kicking in. He's starting to doze off. I don't want to go. Well, I'm going to leave my computer around so you can still get the view. Oh, you're so sweet. It's like you can kind of like half listen while you're dozing. But thank you for being here, Nate. I hope you feel better.
Yeah, get well soon.
Yeah, it's like I wish this stupid cough of mine would go away. It's the last vestige of me being sick, is this cough will not go away. And I've tried everything. Making me crazy over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. We have actually been on for an hour, and this is about the time we start to wrap up. Oh, wait. Let me put on Synth comment. I remember when the Critical Drinker, Gothics, and Handbangers Kitchen were gracious to let me interview them for my channel a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And they were huge channels. Always appreciated that. Yeah, I know. It's like, since I've had Tom Conkle on my channel.
Yeah.
Troy's had Tom Connors on his channel. Yeah. He's also had Retro Blasting and, some other bigger YouTubers on his channel. Is it Tony? I always get the two confused. Because, like, one's Australian, or maybe they're both Australian. Was it Tony that was on your channel?
Tony from Analog Toys.
Yeah, okay. Also, really, really big. And it's like, I always tell people when I want to invite them onto my channel, it's like, doesn't matter if you're big or small. Again, my audience is different from your audience. And so that's a good way to get the word spread about your channel, because you're going to have new people seeing you on my channel and going, hey, this person's wonderful. Let me share this with you. Now you share it with your friends, and you share it with your friends, and so on. And then you end up getting more subscribers, you get more views, and this is how we grow our channel. I mean, not Adega, I'm so sorry. Hi, Adega. PJ with Orwell Nation is always saying, together we grow.
Well, Adega says it too. But
PJ says it
exactly,
all the time.
Exactly.
And, and it's just things like this where I'm inviting people on a Thursday Things. And I'm a tiny channel, but I invite people here. We talk about you. We talk about your channel. And this is how, this is another way, I should say, are you getting known to people who don't know you. And they get to know what a fantastic person you are. And they get to know about your channel. And it's like, hey, that sounds really interesting. Let me go check out their videos. And then they start sharing you out. And then, like I said, you start growing more and more. And pretty soon you're Doomcock size.
So these are way out on the horizon thoughts that we're having. Let's look a little bit closer. Coming week, Deleted Scenes. What have you got coming up this week?
All right. Well, let me scroll through my own channel here
Yeah,
momentarily.
exactly.
Right. Well, right after we're finished here at 11:30 on my channel will be the weekend update,
And that's
where I
that's
am
Eastern
about
time.
the
Yeah,
Eastern time,
Eastern.
where I'm about to tell everybody what. Yeah. Well, if the invitation is still up, Netter, I'm going to be joining you this week
Yes, it is.
for retro cinema,
Yep.
and we are going to be watching the Canadian sci-fi horror movie Cube,
Yes, we
which
are.
I'm a big fan of. It's very much a Twilight Zone, Black Mirror
Black Mirror, yeah, is
kind of
probably a
movie.
great way of
Um,
putting it. Yeah.
right. With some familiar faces.
Yep.
So yeah, it's one of those everybody is somebody movies. Um,
And some people lose their faces. No, I'm.
yes, yes, they do.
Troy.
Yeah, it's
I'm not wrong.
no, it's it's a zero F's given movie to be
Yeah.
honest. But I
Don't
think
scare
that's kind
people
of what I
off.
like about it.
No,
No,
no, no,
um,
no. I think most of the people here be like, oh, okay, maybe I will check this out.
no, but check it out. It's
Yeah.
actually a pretty good one because it's got violence, but it's not really about the violence. It's
Mm-hmm. It's about
Puzzles.
solving a puzzle,
about
sort of,
solving a puzzle.
and
It's about
survival.
survival, paranoia.
Yeah.
It's kind of like The Thing in a lot of ways too.
Yeah.
Because you have people trapped in this place where they can't get out, and they don't know if they can trust each other. So there's a lot of that. Um, Sunday for Western Cinema Sunday. I keep wanting to say Western Cinema Sunday. It's Western Cinema Presents. I've I've only done 60 plus episodes. I should get the name right. Um, Western Cinema Presents, which is hosted by Jedi Bill. And we are going to be watching a movie from 2 or 3 years ago called Old Henry.
That sounds familiar. I may have
It
seen it.
is. It's an independent western starring Tim Blake Nelson, and he's a farmer. Kind of lives way out in the sticks with his son. Uh, and the son wants to go off to the city and be a gunfighter because he kind of believes what he's reading in the dime novels. And the father's constantly saying you're better off here, trust me. So the kid's kind of rebelling a bit, and one day they find this wounded man on their land. He's got a bag full of money. They don't know who he is, where he's from. They take him back, patch him up as best as they can. And then the sheriff shows up with his posse. He's played by Stephen Dorff. Says, this guy is a wanted man. We've been chasing him down. And I don't want to give anything more away than that. Everything I've just said is in the first 10 minutes. And I don't want to go any deeper into that because it becomes a plot twist field day. But it was one of the best movies of its year. I couldn't decide between it and Dune. That's how good I
Wow.
thought it was. Um,
That's saying
and
something.
then yeah, and then later that day, of course, is unscripted. Uh, can't believe it, episode 46.
There you go.
And it's called Dealer's Choice, and it's going to be a Q&A episode.
Okay.
And every chat, be there. Get your questions ready, because I'm going to be ready to answer all of them.
Awesome.
Good.
And then later that night, of course, is the other side of midnight. I don't have any specific guests lined up just yet. So a few people might be getting might be getting the link. Maybe some people here. Don't know.
Intriguing.
Maybe. Hmm. All right, and then of course Monday, Mystery Movie Night at the Regal, where Sin's Corner is going to be joining me as soon as we both get home from the movie, and we're going to discuss whatever it might be. So there's that, and then of course next Tuesday, live from Sparkwood 21, you're both going to be joining me for that, along with Aged Boomer, and we're going to be talking about episode 2 of season 2 of Twin Peaks.
Can't wait.
Right.
It's been so much fun. If
It
you
has.
are a David Lynch fan or a Twin Peaks fan, you got to come to Delia's Scenes channel on Tuesday for our discussion and the rewatch of the episodes. We always have a Cosme link up, so you don't have to have your own version. You just watch along with us, clicking on the Cosme link. It is so much more fun. And I hadn't seen these in a while, so it's like I'll see something go, oh yeah, I forgot that happened. All right, and then that happened. And it's so much fun to watch. So if you are a David Lynch fan, like I said, a Twin Peaks fan, you have to come and see this. You'll love it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else coming up? What do you think that's about?
Yes. It's enough, but I do have one more.
Okay.
Next Thursday, I am going to be rejoining Jedi Bill for Action Theater, and we're going to be watching Cliffhanger.
Oh,
Cliffhanger,
sounds interesting.
which is getting a sequel here pretty soon. Today we watched the Steve McQueen classic Bullet, and also that's getting a sequel with Bradley Cooper apparently starring in it, with Spielberg directing. So I'll be curious to see how that goes when the first trailer comes out.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to be the week.
And Troy, you have coming up tomorrow on your channel.
Yeah, it's just kind of a filler Friday stream. I'm gonna be celebrating my birthday a couple days early, and
I don't consider that to be filler.
yeah, it's just, I didn't have anything else going, so it's like, happy birthday. But I'll same thing. There's a bunch of people here. I'll probably be shooting out links to if you want to come on. Quick, say hi, happy birthday, say hi to the stream and whatnot. I'm going to try and hit, a lot of the people that I was thanking in the last stream for the past year coming on and hanging out with me and whatnot. So, yeah, and I know it's short notice for a lot of people, but it's like, it's not like you need to make a commitment to a 2-hour stream. It's just you can come on 5 minutes, say hi, happy birthday, hey everybody, subscribe to this channel, and you're out.
And if you want to, the PayPal link for buying him a drink is always posted in his comments. And actually, I have it posted in my comments below. I call it the Thing Fund for my channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, click on that, buy him a drink. It goes right to my PayPal. And yeah, you can buy the birthday boy a drink. And then, let's see, for Sunday, you have Geeky Geezers.
That's right. Geeky Geezers. We'll probably be talking a little bit more about Dismal Disney and the destruction of Star Wars. How it's very clear that they want to make sure that you don't come to these big movies that they're making. They want them to fail, and we'll talk more about that.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
No, it seems very.
It's
has
very
to be.
clear. Yeah.
It has to be. There can't be a doubt, because either that level of stupidity doesn't exist. It has to be intentional.
Yeah,
So,
this is deliberate at this point.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, that's the thing that's kind of standing out to me the most. But yeah, we'll bring you the geeky news of the week, and maybe rant a little bit about that. People seem to enjoy when I get a little ranty, so come out. It's fun.
That's
It's
only
good for
after
me
you've
because
had 2 drinks, then you get ranty.
no. When I get passionate, stone cold sober, I get pretty ranty too. So, but it's a good way for me to let off some steam.
Have you ever been sober on your channel?
Good point. And that's actually all that I've got that you guys haven't already talked about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sparkwood 21, next week, Thursday things.
Yeah. Let's see. As Deleted Scenes mentioned, on Saturday we will be watching Cube over on Netter's Network Retro Cinema. And for those of you who are new to the channel, there are a couple of you there, we will have a Cosme link pinned to the top of the chat, so you don't need to own your own movie. We will be showing it on Cosme, so you just click on the link and follow along. And yeah, watch along with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be, me and Troy, Big Al Presents, and Deleted Scenes, all getting together to host this for you. And I'm so looking forward to it. And of course, every other week I switch off with Big Al. So this week is me on Netter's Network, right here on this channel. And then next week, you want to head over to Big Al Presents for his streams. Let's see. And then next Thursday, on Thursday Things, that'll be the 11th, my guest will be Continuing Chronicles, or Chris, and we'll be talking about something different. So not his channel, but something different. So tune in for that. And yeah, I think that's everything for me as well. Do either of you have anything else that you want to add?
Nope, I got nothing.
Well, we can go into that whole 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 times 0 thing again, but no. No.
Sin had to leave. Bye, Sin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so had to go.
Chris wants to know when you sleep.
Well, depending on how busy a day I had, any time between midnight and 2 a.m. And then up again by about 6 or 7. That's usually about my average.
Nathaniel says, a good TV show that I am rewatching is Eureka. I loved Eureka.
It is good. It depends on how much Will Wheaton you can stand, because he is in that. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, it's a good show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, my favorite was the sheriff, who now you see in Maytag commercials.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is that I can't remember his name now. I just had it on the tip of my tongue and then it went right on my head. Ferguson is his last name.
Oh yeah, he's in the second. No, he's not. I get him mixed up with another guy. Sorry.
Yeah, he plays the sheriff on the show. Now, what is interesting is he looks just like Mike Rowe.
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
He looks like Mike Rowe.
Well, like Mike Rowe used to. They've diverged significantly, but yes.
Yeah, it's like, and of course, Mike Rowe is another a guy who does. You can look him up on YouTube. He does all these really great shows, like it's always giving back type of things, and a lot of his ones where I'm going to go to this town and check out this business that makes widgets, and I'm going to show you the whole process and how they do this, because you may think it's an easy thing. It's really, really hard. And he'll go through the process and he'll actually make one of the widgets, and they'll be like, yeah, that was okay, but yeah, we can't use it because you have this here that's not quite right, and this is a little wonky, or da da da. But it's like he will have so much fun making these, these widgets or whatever, or doing this work. And he actually gets down in the trenches and he will dig holes. He will, go underwater and, get fish crates or whatever's going on. And he's gotten into some really disgusting situations and some really, like, really, well, it's called dirty jobs for a reason. He gets into some really dirty jobs. And there's like one where he had to clean out like part of a sewer or something. And it's like, yeah, it was gross. But then he has these other ones where, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a lot of giving back. Do you remember what it's called, honey? The one where he does it? Well, now I gotta look him up.
Someone's got to do it.
I think
Dirty
that's it.
Jobs.
Mike.
I don't remember
Rowe.
what else.
Mike Rowe Works is one of them.
Micro Works, right.
And there's another one. Oh, he's 61. He was born 62, same as me. But he's older than me because he was born in March. And micro shows. Let's do it the easy way. Somebody's Got to Do It was one of them. Dirty Jobs. Returning the Favor. That's the one I was thinking of. So behind Returning the Favor, he will go, like, people will write in and go, Mary Jo Smith in my town, is always feeding the homeless, or she's, paying for the stuff out of pockets for her neighbors, or whatever it may be. And he'll go there, and he'll interview them, and find out what they're all about, see their whole process, and then he'll usually end up gifting them a whole bunch of stuff to help them with whatever it is they want to do. One of the ones they did was this kid, he was like 15 years old, and what he was doing was like collecting different things to give to those in need. It was like all different types of products. So then he would bag them up and give, like care bags to different people. And he went there and he donated all the stuff that can now be donated to those people in their care packages. And it's like, things like this. So it's like calling out people for their good deeds and just how much they're helping those around them, and not expecting any thanks or anything. They just do it totally selflessly. And he just goes there and it's like, I'm recognizing you because you're doing a good thing here. I want people to know about it. So I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, check out Mike Rowe. He's got a lot of different shows. So Dirty Job, Somebody's Got to Do It, Returning the Favor. He's even got one called How America Works. So yes, check out Mike Rowe. It's really, really good. Let's see if there's anything else. DJ Ryan G said, might stream in a half hour, but I want to try and clean my desk. Okay, that's a good goal.
Yeah.
And I think that's everything. So again, I want to thank Juliet Scenes for being here tonight with us. It's always a pleasure having you on.
Yep.
First guest on my channel, first guest of the new year. You're always going to be the first on my channel. I also want to remind everyone to please subscribe to the members of the panel and to the members of the chat. And if you think that you are already subscribed to someone, please go back and double check, because YouTube likes to take away subs because, well, YouTube. And with that, you know what I always say. We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping your questions, comments, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys aren't just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere right now, and you chose to be here. And that is so encouraging. So thank you all so very much for being here. I extend again blessings for you for this upcoming year. May everything be exactly as you want it and need it to be, whether it be in your personal life, your work life, whatever it may be. Blessings on your finances, blessings on your health, and God be with you all. Good night, everyone, and we will see you next time.